I told them the first hospital visit I went to, it was a big time pastor, or maybe he was called a bishop or something. So I'm young, fresh, I'm new to ministry. I'm like, man, this dude is, I already knew like, it's gonna be like, but this young buck coming up in here gonna tell me. And that's what his attitude. Yeah. Almost like making me work. Man, I'm just here for a hospital visit, man. Work with me. Just take the prayer and let me leave, please. It was like suffering for me. But hospital visits at first were like that. It's like, okay, here I'm going. You can't say, I understand what you're going through. No, you don't. You're not in the bed. So, but God will give you compassion. He'll give you humility. And he'll give you what it takes to talk to that person. So what I was sharing with them is, I'm pastoring a church now. Everything that's been a part of my life, even some of the things that I didn't think was important, is what I need to do what I do. So suppose I didn't seek to understand. Suppose I just was, why are they asking me to do that? If you sought to understood, there's something in there that God's trying to get to you to prepare you for where you're going. Ernest gave this example on the phone yesterday. He said, the Lord had talked to him about marriage ministry. So Lord talked to him about marriage ministry. So then he had an opportunity to be involved in singles ministry. So he's like, singles ain't got nothing to do with marriage. There's singles, no, maybe you didn't hear me. You probably got the words wrong. That's a S-M, marriage. He didn't say all that, but that's me at an impact. Then it was men's ministry. So they got the M right, but they got the other letters wrong. And he said later on, he realized that the Lord had showed him that singles ministry and men's ministry was preparing them for marriage ministry. See, so God has a way of getting you what you need, not necessarily what you think you need. When we first was in elementary school and they was teaching us basketball, we wanted to come and play. But I remember the guy was like, okay, all right, now we ain't playing right now. Get the ball, hand on top of the ball, dribble with your fingertips. We like, dude, just give us the ball. But if he would have gave us the ball, you know what we'd just been throwing the ball out. We couldn't shoot and we couldn't dribble. But we just wanted to play. But we didn't want to go, we didn't understand what it took to really be effective. And that's what's messing us up. When we don't understand, because it may make you may have to look bad. See, I've done things where I've actually looked bad in quite a few situations. But I'm willing to look bad to learn what I need to learn to be what I need to be. I'm committed. So if I'm committed, I was at the church for 18 years. People constantly was, when you gonna start your own church? When you gonna do this? Man, you getting played. Oh, they playing you. Oh, you know what? I feel sorry for you. No matter what they thought, I had to stay committed to what God told me to do for what I needed to be what I needed to be, not what they thought I needed. And that's the thing. Most people don't. God's saying, can we see some greatness? You rarely see greatness now. You call success greatness. It is not greatness. Greatness is not temporary. Greatness is not 15, 20 years and then you fall. That ain't greatness. We rarely even get to see greatness because people don't embrace God's process so God can show greatness through you. We give up, we abort, we run, we bail out. That's why you don't see a lot of successful relationships and other things, a lot of solid friendships. Because people bail out. Oh, no. You made me uncomfortable. I can't believe you said that. We don't press through. Churches, people go to different churches left and right. Like, did you seek to understand, or we deal with sometimes? People will run and flee. We don't even know they're gone. And we don't even know why. And it was something simple that they perceived a certain way without asking. They never asked. They never say, okay, you said this. Now, it affected me this way. What was you thinking? They assumed that the way they processed is the way they was, and they just ran. Missing an opportunity. I know right now there's people that's missed an opportunity that God was setting them up for. I know a guy that was being set up for ministry, left to go with another ministry because they was just starting out, so he figured he was going to shine better because he was going with them. But he was being set up for a ministry, and ended up coming back like 7 years later, and never is not in ministry to this day. because he couldn't endure. So that it's important for us to embrace. I'm not going to spend all day with that. I'll get into some other stuff next week. But I want to encourage us to embrace some things, not to keep running and fleeing. Life is not about success. Is not convenient. Fulfillment definitely is not. You're gonna feel something. It's gonna cost you something. It's gonna be uncomfortable. But what'll keep you is what we were talking about the last month and a half, being obedient. All you gotta do is be obedient to what God is telling you to do. Not what I tell you to do, not what your cousins, your mama, your sister. What is God? If you're willing and obedient, you'll eat the good of the land. If you're obedient to what God's telling you to do, God tells you, like when I met my wife, I had a lot of 2-week relationships. I probably had a long-term relationship for 6 years, but that was me saying, man, I ain't giving nobody a shot. After 2 weeks, if you so much as cried unnecessarily, I was like, nah, no, I've been through enough in life. I don't need no drama. And so then one day I was like, well, I ain't giving nobody a shot. I said, so next person I get, well, let me just at least endure some stuff. Picked the wrong person, but I did do that. That was the 6 year. So when I met my wife, I had tried the 6 year thing. I went back to the not even 2 year, like, listen, it better be God before I even, because I wasn't trying to have sex. I stopped having sex. Wasn't having sex till I got married. So I meet my wife, and God said, that's my wife. We married 10 months after we met. That's why I said October 18th will be our 21st year of knowing each other. Next week is our 20th year of being together. 10 months. 5 months I engaged her. If you knew me, I was like thought something was wrong with me. Like, okay, well, I'm about to get married, like in the next 5 months. Like what was I thinking? Like I was like, I'm about to get married forever. I mean, I'll be honest with you. It's like maybe like 2 weeks before the wedding. I was like, I'm about to get married forever. Like, this is it. Best thing I ever did, but I was obedient. God told me to leave Ohio to go to Columbus. No, to leave New Jersey to go to Columbus. And I finally got to where I wanted to be at least in position to be seen with basketball. I was playing in the Summer Pro League. And so when God said go to Ohio, I was like, they probably don't even play basketball in Ohio. Like, it's warped thinking, but it's Newark, New Jersey. So, but I thank God for that obedience. So that obedience kept me going through everything I went through. When I went through mess, I didn't run back to New Jersey. God told me to come to Ohio. God said to come to Charlotte. Trust me, it wasn't pretty to start out, and it's not like it's pretty, but this is what God told us. God told us to start the church. So that's what gets us over the hurdles. It's a long-term relationship for us. And so it starts with what God is telling you, not how you feel. Because if it's based on how you feel, you're going to it's like a roller coaster. You're just going to keep going back and forth. It's just uncomfortable. I just need to go do this. No, get off the roller coaster, be obedient, and lock in. Now you get what you need to sustain what you want. If you don't lock in, you may end up getting what you want, but you'll lose it. Because you've skipped all the preparation to handle it, to sustain it. Does that make sense? A little bit at least? All right, stand on your feet. That's enough for today.